Hello, crafty friends. Gloria Parra here for Hip Kit Club today. And I'm super excited to finally have in my hands the April Hip Kit. It called A Touch of Whimsy. It took forever to arrive to me. For some reason, it got stuck in Florida. And well, it took a while, but it's finally home. And I am so excited. As you can see, the colors are awesome. It has a theme like an embroidery, a patchwork style that I just love and adore. So let me show you a little bit. I'm going to be using the 12 by 12 pattern papers, and just let me show you a bit of them. They have this patchwork style, the lemon, like the green lemon color, this like sewing pattern here, lots of flowers, like patchwork style. You get this chain stitch, the florals. Hip Kit does the best flowers. I just adore them. You get the buttons, this buttery yellow here, just awesome, awesome patterns that can really work for delicate like layouts, or if you love sewing or doing embroidery, you're gonna love this one. So I have the perfect photos to go with this collection, and I'm gonna tell you in a bit about them. I will also use their cardstock. I just love them. This month they come with frames on the back, so you get tons of possibilities there to create fabulous projects with frames. You get, of course, the embellishments pack, and they keep getting better and better. So you get the foam alphas in 2 colors. You get some felt clouds here that look so, so fun. We got the cardstock die cuts to create some layered florals. The cardstock die cuts with the icons, and you get titles, you get some sewing things, houses, flowers, and 2 stickers, puffy stickers and cardstock stickers. You also get this one that, oh my God, I'm super excited for it. These are chipboard shapes, and look, friends, these I think are 3 inches, and they're gonna be fabulous to layer and create some circular layouts with them. You also can purchase the dies, and these month they are just a must-have. You get this embroidery hoop, and look, friends, you can create your own pattern inside. I think you need that in your stash. This is the embroidery floss bob with the bobbin, and it's fabulous as well. This is a kind of like a patchwork die, and this is a modern quilting block. So awesome for cards or to create some fun backgrounds in your layouts. So today I'm going to be creating with one of these 2 sketches. I still haven't made my mind because, both of them are fabulous, fabulous. I love them. These are created by Allison Davis. She does the best sketches out there. So you can print those and start creating as soon as you get your kit. Hip Kit also does this fabulous idea, like little book that you receive with your kit, and it gives you layout ideas for you to start creating as soon as you get that box. So there's no excuse, friends, for you not to get this kit. If you are not subscribed yet, you can use my affiliate code Gloria to save 10% in your next order. And if you subscribe, you get 15% discount on all the add-ons. You just get tons of perks. So I hope you subscribe and you use that code. So let me tell you a little about my photos. My oldest daughter loves doing some cross stitch. She has been learning to do crochet. She's starting to learn. So we usually take our stitching projects outside. We put a little blanket and we start stitching while the youngest one is running around and playing in the park. So one day I got these beautiful photos of her stitching and doing her little crafts, and she got a couple of me as well. So I want to scrapbook some of those photos. And she always leaves this little things that her little projects, so they can keep me company. So look, she's She's only 9, so she's getting really good at them. She did this little pencil that needs a little fix there. And I just adore her projects, and I love that she is crafty just as her mama. So I want to document that with this awesome kit. So let's start creating, friends. Okay, friends, I've decided to work with this sketch. The diamonds or squares caught my eye, and I really want to focus on showcasing all the beautiful pattern papers in this kit. So for that, Hip Kit has the best option. And this is the Pocket Life Kit. It comes just with a pattern paper, or you can get it together with the stamp. And it is great if you do some pocket life or pocket scrapbooking. I personally don't do that as much. I am more of a 12 by 12 girl, but this is just awesome. Awesome to have, to use the papers that have smaller scales, and you can just frame your photos with it, or you can create fun patterns with those papers that have the smaller scale. You also get more of the icons that you can cut around. You get more, you get more ephemera that always comes super, super handy to stretch out that kit. You also get these pocket cards, but they are perfect for journaling to add some words to your layout. So I super recommend this. It is a must-have, and I love that Hip Kit thinks in this and keeps doing this to stretch out your kit. So for this layout, friends, I'm gonna use a bunch of patterns. So I think I'm gonna use these 2 photos of both of us together, and I'm gonna use these patterns, and I'm gonna start cutting little squares of 2 by 2 inches. Okay, and we are gonna cut all those patterns and start creating our background here that will showcase all those beautiful colors that are in the kit. Now we're gonna start cutting our squares, and I've added a piece of washi tape, like 2 or 3 strips, right on my 2-inch mark, because I want all my squares to be as close as possible and as perfect as possible at 2 inches. Okay, so that's a little way that you won't get like a difference in your squares, and your background will look as great as possible. Okay, so let's start cutting. And I'm gonna cut, friends, 3 squares. So this is a 6 by 8. So I'm gonna take 2 inches from the top of my pattern paper, and I will cut 3 pieces of 2 inches. Okay. And you see, you get like a little difference there that I'm gonna just throw away, and you will get 3 of each pattern. And that way you have the pattern on the back as well if you wish to use it. So repeat that with all your pattern papers, getting 3 squares of each. So friends, I have all my little 2 by 2 squares ready to go. I have them in the order that I want to place them. I will be using this latte cardstock as my base, and don't forget to save these beautiful patterns. All of the Hip Kit pattern papers have such fun little borders that you can use in a fun way. So save those, and you will need a piece of cardstock, any cardstock that you have. You will need to cut it at 9 3/4 by 9 3/4. It's a square. So I just folded it very lightly to get my middle, but if you want the dimensions, it is 4 7/8. The middle is 4 7/8 from both sides. I like to do that little mark and start at the middle with my patterns and build the pattern up. That way I get the most accurate patterns that I can. So I'm gonna start with my middle, and I'm gonna look, I already have my pattern printed out. If you want to see it, I have it here. I just printed out because I arranged them behind camera. So I'm gonna start placing the middle strip. Okay, so I've drawn two big lines just to center as best as possible my squares, my initial squares. And if I get this one straight, friends, I'm gonna get everything straight, okay? I just need to get the first line straight and then everything will line up really good. Okay, so I'm gonna use my roller adhesive and just add a little adhesive to the center because I will be stitching my squares and I want to line up as best as possible my little squares. And I'm not adhering them all the way like with a lot of adhesive because I want to be able to move if I need to move anything. Okay, friends, my pattern is ready. Of course, I need to cut the back to get my square. And I love displaying all the patterns in one little square. Now you can like fix and move any square that you don't like. You can mix up your colors if you wish. And some little tips, friends. The first one is to divide your paper in the middle. Find the middle of the square or whatever you're using and start from there, lining up your first row and moving up and down, and you're gonna get a very, very nice pattern. Everything's gonna look equal and lined up. So that's my first one. The second one is to just start without adhering anything to, this was very useful. I lined everything up and just was aware of where I was putting my colors, trying to have them apart and forming like little visual triangles with colors, with patterns. So do that before and then just stack them up, stack your little squares up, and it's gonna be so much easier to arrange them later. So I'm gonna cut this square up and I'll be back. Oh, before going, another tip is if you have lines, we've got lots of lines here, like this pink one, this chain stitch, we have the border here. Try to have all of them going in the same direction. So I think I have all of them going this way, diagonal to the bottom. So yeah, just be aware of lines so everything looks as good as possible, okay? And just check things out before you cut, and then we can start stitching. So friends, our background is ready and it looks awesome. I will add all the stitching now, and before doing that, I went ahead and cut this strip. The sketch calls for a band here where our title and some embellishments will go. So I just drew a very thin line, a pencil line, to mark where I will have that piece of paper. That way I don't waste time and thread stitching under there and covering and later covering it. So I will also tuck in my photos to see kind of where I want to place them. They are situated at the left side, and yeah, something like that. Okay, so I'm gonna have that there, and I'm gonna draw some pencil marks as well to know where I don't have to add my stitching. And now I'm gonna bring in my stitching tools. I have my piercing mat, my Omni grit ruler just to make my lines and my holes, and this is a little poking tool. Okay, so let's start drawing our lines here. I will start drawing the lines this way and then just move my paper around until I have all the squares covered with my lines. I like drawing some pencil marks. That way I stay really straight whenever I'm poking my holes, but it is not necessary if you don't want to do it. I just love this ruler because it really helps me to get things as equal as possible and looking really, really good at the end. Okay, I have all my pencil marks. I hope you can see them there. And now I will start poking my holes, and I will use the same ruler to evenly space out the holes. So you just line up the ruler. If you have this one, it is a great tool to start stitching on your layouts or any project. And you just line it up with your pencil line and you start poking. Okay, friends, I'm back. My holes are ready. I poked all my patterns, all my little squares, and I am now ready to start stitching. And I had two options for my stitches: to make them a light pink or to make them white. And I really think the white will be barely seen. So it's going to be a lot of work to do this. So I think I'm going to go with a pink. That way it will really show off and be worth all the time and effort. And friends, if you don't like hand stitching, or if it is too long, takes too much time and effort, you can perfectly leave your pattern as it is. You can distress your squares before adhering them. You can use a machine to do the stitching, and it's gonna look amazing as well. So you have lots of options. I love hand stitching, and that's what I'm gonna do. So I will use 3 strands of the 6, and I will do a regular back stitch. So I'm gonna start at the top where I have more space, since I won't be stitching this one here. And I'm gonna start, just go straight down a line, start from the back. Remember, don't be careful because this is paper and it can tear, so just be aware of that when you are stitching. You go from behind to the next hole. Sorry, I have my thread here. So you go up to the next hole and down to the prior hole. And you do the same. You go to the next hole from the back and in from the to the prior hole. Okay, friends, I am back and I have added all the straight stitches on my background. You will see this kind of weird because I've left all this piece here without stitches since it will be covered. I also added one of the cardstocks. It is the juicy color, and I think it will help all this beautiful pattern that I've created to pop up a little. So I'm gonna adhere that to my like off-white background. And I also did my border, and this, friends, is 3 inches wide by 10 1/4, because I want it to go all the way to the yellow piece, and it will go there. Okay, now I'm gonna bring in my 2 photos that I already backed up with some cardstock that I had left from the small pack. As you can see, the papers were just little scraps that didn't fit all around, but my photos are gonna be tucked behind that band, that middle band, and it won't be seen. So that way I don't waste my bigger paper and I just use what I have left from my squares. So look how nice that looks already. I will start bringing my elements here. I also want to use this little spool. Yeah, floss bobbin, embroidery floss bobbin is the name. So I have my dies ready here to go. And this little stand here is by Sizzix, I believe. And I will start cutting that. So I'm going to change the embellishment here a little bit to really just make it my own. And I want to bring in this beautiful circles here. And I want to put 2 of them here. I don't know where I want the pink part. So I want to put those. I want to use this beautiful chipboard word that says create. And actually in this embroidery hoop that we are doing with my girl, it says born to create. So I think that create word is really fits really, really good for my story. Because I totally believe that's true, that we both were born to create and that we just love creating together. So I'm gonna have both of these here. I was looking for some cardstock that would look kind of similar to this one because I really like that. So I was trying out the little spool here and I cut one from this like kind of tan cardstock that I had in my stash, and I will cut the little parts, the floss. I think I will try these 2 colors, the kind of purple tone paper that fits really well because I'm with a purple sweater, or this like periwinkle blue that I can put down there. So I'm gonna try cutting those with this beautiful die, and I will tuck the little embellishments there and see how that looks. So I'm gonna bring in my little sidekick here, adhere it to my table, and cut another piece. Okay, friends, I have my 2 little spools here ready to go. I decided to bring in more pattern because if you know me and you've seen my work, you know I love pattern paper. So yeah, something wasn't clicking with the white background that I had. If you like something a little more clean, this would work awesome. But I really love color and this speaks to my heart and just, I don't know, it really makes me so happy. So I've already adhered my background. I have my photos adhered flat. I hope everything sticks down. I'm trying to add the adhesive to the places where there's no floss. I am adding a 1mm foam adhesive to the back here just to bring this up a little. And then we will finish our layout by decorating this little piece. I really had so much fun with this one, and I hope you're enjoying it as well. Just let me adhere this because you only get one chance, right? Okay, we have it there. And I am bringing in my create title, bringing in this awesome little circle, my spool here, the other one on this side. Those are so awesome. Just HipKit is truly so awesome at doing their embellishments and thinking totally out of the box, friends. It just fills my heart, my crafty heart, to create with these kits. So I was thinking of using these flowers here from the ephemera pack that are just gorgeous. Since we are outside, we are sitting on the grass, and there are lots of florals behind us. Maybe you can't see them, but the place where we live has tons of flowers. So I was thinking of bringing in maybe some flowers on the sides. On the sketch, you get florals here, but this kit doesn't have that much flowers. Like, you could cut them from a patterned paper, but really I just love this. So I'm gonna go with that and bring the circles a little more to the middle. And I was thinking of, yeah, I added here a little like tab die cut, and I was thinking of bringing this title from the beautiful stickers that we get this month. You get two colors, the green and the pink, or the like salmony color. And I was thinking of using We Love to Create or Born to Create. Also, We Love to Create together would work awesome. That's why I have it in the two colors, just to give you some ideas. But I think I will go with this. I like it better. And, you know, it looks really awesome. I know it says Born to Craft, but I love having like the little craft that we were doing together and the layout that kind of looks similar, you know, fun colors. So yeah, a match made in heaven. So I think I will add everything and see if I will use Born to Create or We Love to Create. Okay, friends, I'm done adhering everything on our embellished strip down here, and I love this layout so much. So the only thing that I have left is adding my journaling, that I will add some journaling strips here, but I am a little afraid of covering my face. So maybe in this side, I will figure something out. In the sketch, we have it here. So I'm gonna just try to not cover any part of my face there. And I will finish this layout after adding my journaling strips with a couple of butterflies just flying all around, because we are creating in a garden. So friends, this is it. We've come to the end of this process video. I hope you've enjoyed the process of creating this wonderful layout, and I hope you check these kits out. They are fabulous. You can use the coupon code Gloria for a 10% extra discount. I really hope you subscribe, because the kits only keep getting better and better. So I really hope you check them out. And if you have any questions, please leave them down below. Until the next time, this was Gloria Parra for Hip Kit Club. Bye-bye.